Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Roommates Podcast. We are back once again, and we finally got AC working in the house.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And we got new lighting in here, so hopefully I'm a little bit more lit up, but we've kind of, right before we went live, we were talking about it, and it's just the difference in our skin tones. We all look different. The lighting is like
We're
a pain in
each
the butt.
actually different races of Caucasian.
Dave's more red than we are.
I'm more yellow.
She's yellow, and then I'm just like, I don't know.
Gray.
Ashtray.
You're a gray. An ash.
Are you human?
Barely. Not anymore. But our AC did get fixed, and it was a hell of a debacle over the last, how long has this been? This has been a month?
Well, it started June 30th, so like 5 weeks since the first one went out.
Yeah, the upstairs unit did. And they boiled it down to it being a bad coil, and they replaced that coil. And then we had this one company come out 4 times, and then they rejected the 5th time to do it. And, well, this morning you got a hold of the rental company that we're with, and we won't say their name. As badly as I want to drag them, not going to say their name.
Dude, I've been going online warning everybody. I'm like, do not rent from these people. Don't do it.
I'm just waiting until when we move. After we move, then I'll be like, okay, this is the company. Do not touch this company with a 10-foot pole. But regardless, she got a hold of somebody after an hour of on the phone, and then they had a 24-hour emergency service come out and fix it. Now, interestingly enough, what was this yesterday? We noticed it was warm downstairs, and then there was that smell of like electrical burning, and and the thermostat had exploded. So he explains to me what happened. When I say exploded, the batteries exploded in it, and he explained what happened. He said lightning struck and it blew up the transformer inside of the unit, and then it shorted out that, and it blew the batteries up essentially. So that was wonderful.
It was bad because like when you took it off the wall, you're like, oh, the battery's corroded, and then we cleaned it, and then I put new batteries in it. When the screen turned on, there was a circle on the screen, like the inside, literally like someone smacked it with a hammer. Like it was bad.
Yeah. I've been waiting to say this about the podcast because I did not address this to either of you yesterday because it would have been so disingenuous. I'm such a hypochondriac, and we were dealing with these batteries. Now they're like, oh, you need to be careful with it. I'm like, I'm gonna grab pliers and pull these batteries out, and they're like, no. I'm like, if a battery explodes near me, like a AAA battery, I'm not scared of a AAA battery. Now the corrosion part, here's where karma kind of kicked in a little bit. So I had like one glove, and I started using the non-glove hand. And so I'm pulling those out, and then we get them out, and there's tons of corrosion in there and just crap and battery acid and you name it. So I was like, here's the bright idea. Let's blow it out with canned air, and then we'll put the batteries back on it and see if it works. When I went with the canned air, the moment I did, I closed my mouth, but when I shot that canned air, something went up my nose and it hit the back of my throat.
Ooh.
And I was like, immediately, I was like, this is corrosive. It's just going to just dissolve into my esophagus. I'm going to die. I won't be able to breathe. I'm going to lose my vocal cords. I'm going to be able to sing again. All these things were happening, and I'm trying to be like just cool about it.
I wish you would have told me that. I would have been like, or you could get superpowers. You could become radioactive man. This could be cool.
Radioactive.
Battery man.
The battery man.
Double A man.
Triple A. I was actually Triple A. Not a sponsorship with the insurance company.
They have a trademark, I think.
Yeah. But I went in there. I started gargling water immediately. I'm like, get this out of me, whatever it was. It was probably just like,
no, you weren't gargling water. I saw you. You were gargling cherry Coke.
Yeah, cherry Coke. And you know why? Because for some reason in my head I go, well, cherry Coke's like battery acid, so maybe this will help. I don't know.
Did you think that they would cancel each other out?
In my brain, like this stupid man brain, yes. I was like, it's corrosive. That's corrosive. Maybe it'll work.
Oh.
Did it?
But yeah, no, I didn't die. I'm alive.
Well, there.
Yet.
So if you ever ingest battery corrosion or battery acid, just drink cherry Coke.
Yeah. I started having like
I wouldn't be
pains.
giving that kind of medical advice.
No, don't listen to Dave.
I wouldn't be.
but I started having like stomach pains and stuff, and I was like, and it was just, it was all in my head.
Yeah.
Like there was no battery acid to hit the back of my throat. Like that would have been a whole tobacco, but in my head, I was like,
Tobacco. What is it?
Debacle.
A whole tobacco.
Tobacco.
But regardless, I thought I was going to die yesterday, and and I've been having people in comments say, "Don't die. So many YouTubers are dying. Don't die." I'm like, I'll try not to die.
Well, the
Thanks.
best part was when you grabbed pliers and you're like, "I'm gonna yank these batteries out." I'm like, no, get a glove, get a glove. You come back with one glove, you put it on your hand, and then you grab the batteries with the ungloved hand.
Yes.
Yeah, I did do that.
That was
You're not
fucking
wrong.
amazing.
You're not wrong. That is exactly what happened.
Jesus. Yeah, that was fun.
So we've been dog sitting for our friends, and I actually saw a picture on Facebook of them. It seemed like they're having a great time. They're out there in the mountains and stuff, but we're dog sitting, and it's been an absolute zoo here in the house because Apollo is so young, and their dog Finn is very young too. And they just, it's nonstop. They just nonstop jump at each other. They're clanking teeth the whole time. It's nonstop.
Yep.
And then they go to the backyard and then they start digging holes. They're digging to China.
Yep.
Yeah, they have unlimited amounts of energy. I found out how we are going to power the world now. It's through the power of 1-year-old dogs.
Puppy power.
Puppies.
Puppy power.
Puppy power.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's it?
Because all the things that Apollo's puppiness that is like over the top, Finn matches exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like double what we're used to. Like it's been a bit much.
Well, Dave's already, you're already not like a huge animal person. You love animals, but you're not an animal person. So every animal
Yeah, he gets
always gets in the way.
His patience is very thin.
You have extremely
Like,
thin
no
patience with animals. So it's been double for that for Dave. So
I've never really been around a like puppy. Like most dogs I've been around, like they're older, they've been trained. You tell them no, they maybe don't listen, but then you yell it, then they do listen. Apollo, I yell no at, and he doesn't even hear me.
It's like he knows. He's like, dude. He's like, no. He doesn't see you as an alpha to him. He's just like,
no,
screw you.
In the pack, I am below him.
Yeah, he thinks.
Yeah.
You just got to be
It's
more
not,
forceful
I don't
with
think
it.
it's because of like anything you do. It's the tone you use when you speak to him. Like instead of using like a more aggressive voice or like deepening your voice and being like no and being direct, you're more like no. And he's like that tone says yes.
He's like, so you do like what I'm doing, so I'm gonna keep doing that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a handful. He leaves on Wednesday, so we've only got 2 more days with him.
Apollo does?
Not Apollo. Apollo's with us forever.
You can suck a D.
Yep.
Or you leave on Wednesday. Find Dave a new place to live.
Well, it was so nice. We went to Key West last time. Last time we came, it's been a week.
Yep.
And we immediately were like, you know what? Let's do this again. So this upcoming weekend, we're going to Clearwater in Tampa because we're going to look around at Tampa and feel it out because we're thinking about where we are moving there in January. So it's time to start looking. But we're kind of going to have a little bit of a vacation. I was like,
just 2 days. We got to be back because Jeff has jury duty, which is
yes. Oh, let's talk about
you.
the damn dirt. Yeah, I got a jury summons for the Ninth Circuit in Orange County, and I've never had jury duty before. But the questionnaire, I was filling out the questionnaire, and it was like, do you have relatives that are law enforcement, or you have a close friend that's law enforcement? I was like, yes, please make this less of a chance that I have to be on your jury. So we'll wait. We'll have to see what they say. But I don't know how this works because I thought that you fill out a questionnaire and then they take it and then they go, okay, yeah, you make it or not. I didn't get that. It was like 2 questions.
No, it's to my understanding. I could be wrong. You fill that out and that's like top level screening, and then you go in and there's like another kind of in-person kind of screening.
Yeah, but you're already there, so you might as well just do the damn thing.
Well, no, the trial isn't picked yet. Like they tell you when your trial is when you show up. Your trial is not like you don't walk in and they're like, "All right, sit in the chair. This is your trial." That's not what they do.
Oh well, it seems like that's what we do because when I read the actual document, it says show up on this time and this and this and this, and then fill out the questionnaire before you go. So I did.
Oh,
I don't know what it entails. I've never been on a jury before, and I hope to never be on one again. But I've heard that, like, I don't even know what kind of case it's going to be, but if it's like a murder case, I'm going to be like, hey, I can't do blood. And they'll be like, all right, yeah, well, you're out.
I can't do blood.
But they said that when I was reading this stuff online, because I was just like, anytime I have to do something, I'm going to like research it and learn about it. And apparently it's very hard for them to get juries these days because everybody's so out to lunch on like every political issue known to man. So when it comes to like trials, they go, well, I don't like the police and this. So they go, well, it's really hard to get actual citizens that will be good for the trial.
Everybody has such strong opinions now too.
Yeah, and see, the side of me goes, I don't want to do it, but I don't want to see it as like it's like a negative thing. Instead, I've seen like making a murder and stuff like this. Like if I can be part of like giving somebody justice, sure, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I don't like government buildings at all. So
I would stand in for you. I'd have no problem doing jury duty.
You'd be a good juror.
I'm good at judging people.
That's not your job in that.
I'd be like, hey guys, it's August. What is this? Because it's August 12th, so I have to be there. And it's like, oh, it's August. I was like, I gotta be somewhere. I gotta go to Area 51 because I'm gonna be meeting up with people before September 20th, and they'll be like, yeah, no, you can't be here in this building at all. You're one of them.
I have a flight for Nevada on September 19th. Like, I just need to make sure I'm not gonna miss that flight. Gotta.
See, one thing I get a lot of flack recently. I did that video, the Area 51 one, and the way I say Naruto, like when I say a T and an O, it's a D.
Naruto.
So, Naruto. I know it has a toe and a Naruto, but whenever I say an R, like an R and a T, it's always duh. That's just the way I talk.
Naruto.
So it does bother me the way you say it.
Why?
Because
you're one of those kind of people.
Well, because Dave is a weeb know-it-all.
I was a
that's
huge
why.
fan of the show for a long time. So, I mean, it's like the way people
I'm not.
It's like when people say Pokemon. It's not Pokemon. It's Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
But that's how Jesse and James say it. Who's that Pokemon? They do
Not
say
to mention that the doctor in Pokemon says that. He goes, that's a whole lot of Pokemon. He says Pokemon. How can he be wrong?
Pokemon. Gotta
Catch 'em all, Pokemon. There's an A in there, buddy.
I think, okay, I don't think that Pokemon is an improper way to say it. I just think it's a stupid way to say it. So
I think Naruto is really stupid too. So I say Naruto. And they go, it's wrong.
you still said it.
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto.
Naruto.
I don't care.
Not Naruto.
I don't care.
no.
I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan, number one.
No, the show is called Naruto. That's the name of the show. It's the
Not a
name of the
Dragon
character.
Ball Z fan.
See,
It's not Dragon Ball Z.
This is how little I know about anime. So, yeah, you got Naruto. At least you got that. I wasn't like, Naruto, whatever.
Dragon Ball Z
give
running
up.
through Area 51.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give up.
Yeah.
Goku, that's the other name.
That's Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. So,
Dave's face is gonna explode.
So it's Naruto.
Naruto.
Naruto. Okay. Now I know.
You pronounce it by syllable. Naruto.
Naruto. Got it.
Oh my god.
Case closed.
Yes.
Just Dave is just as passionate about anime as you are about flight sim. So
That's
just
true, yeah.
give him this one thing.
I'm giving it to him. I'm learning. I'm taking the opportunity to learn. I think it's dumb, but I'm learning it.
Well,
It's when I actually so I was a huge
Naruto.
fan of that during college. So that was like 10 years ago.
Naruto.
I was like big into it, watched every episode every week, all like 600 of them or whatever. But at this
Weird
point, I
flex.
couldn't give a care.
Well, when we were in Key West, we rented bikes, but we actually went out and bought bikes.
yeah.
And we found these two that they were a pair. And
Yeah, well, we went to get you a bike, and I was going to get a pump for my bike.
Mm-hmm.
But the bike you found had a match. And the lady at the bike shop was like, well, this couple traded these in, and they really wanted them to stay as a pair. And they were a matching set. They were beautiful bikes. And I was like, so I text Dave and asked if he would ride my bike if I kept it. Otherwise, I was going to trade it in. And he said yes. So
And he actually
now we
did.
all have a bike.
Yeah, we all went on a bike ride. Dave almost died.
Yes.
But just give yourself time and you get back up to it. We've been riding all over the place. We've been using them a lot. And we bought those active lights, the little LED lights. Those are amazing, by the way, at night.
Must be nice.
Yeah. How many times have you gone on a bike ride with us besides once? Are we investing in lighting on the bike yet? No. We're not at the point we need to be investing in lighting, you know.
If you end up actually riding more and it's something you want to do, I would have no problem putting lights on that bike.
Yep.
We'll light you up like the 4th of fucking July. You can just roll around looking. Actually, I was worried because the lights we got for our tires are blue lights, and we have that red light on the back. So I was like, well, this could be very illegal.
Police lights.
Police impersonation.
Yeah, well, they were all flashing at first, and it was like flashing red and blue. I was like, this is not okay. I feel like this is very illegal.
No, we'll have to look into that for next time. I'm not really sure. I don't think that's illegal on a bicycle.
Well,
but
it didn't look bad when they were kept solid. You know what I mean? Just the solid lights, that's not that big of a deal. But I could imagine if we had flashing red and blue lights, it would not be good.
Perfectly legal. Just when you pull up behind someone, just start going wee woo, wee woo. And
yeah.
I do have a pretty dope bell on my bike.
Still have never seen a Minion movie, and I won't watch one. I know that's what it's from, but I will not watch it.
The Minions?
Yeah. The wee woo. That's what that's from.
I don't know. That's just
I didn't know that.
That's just the noise I make when I'm doing siren impersonation.
No. Sure.
Oh, mine's more of a What's your best siren?
Mine's probably accurate, so I'm not going to do it. It's very loud.
Excuse me.
Sorry, it's going to be a little accurate for you. So, let's move on to gaming news. We have a little bit of gaming news, and I know we want to punch some of that out of the way.
We need to make like a little slide intro for gaming news.
Gaming news.
I'm working on it. I'll have one.
It's the Dave Gaming Hour.
So this week in gaming news, some of this it's news to me. I don't know when this thing was announced, but I saw an article on it and I thought it was kind of cool. So the record industry is starting to go after streamers and YouTubers. Like it's a big thing with YouTube with Content ID and all that. You know, streams getting silenced. Monstercat, the EDM record label, is now offering a $5 a month content creator subscription. So
interesting.
$5 a month, you get access to almost every song they have in their label. It's like 4,000 songs or something.
Yeah, I like the Monstercat stuff too. It's good. It's good quality.
But it's when I saw that, I thought that was kind of cool because like $5 a month, they're like stream, record, video. We don't care. They're like, but if you don't pay that $5 a month, we will take your revenue.
Yeah.
The next big one is Ninja moved over to Mixer.
Yes, he did.
Which I think everyone in the world's heard that, but
everybody has.
Well, you can hear our opinions on it.
Yep, I'm not moving to Mixer. I'm staying with Twitch right now. No big announcements.
I would move. I don't really care. My loyalties lie nowhere.
You'd probably really like Mixer. Mixer is actually really like it's a polished platform. It's beautiful, and I love how quick it is with the interaction. It's really nice.
Well, its roots, Mixer was originally Beam, and Beam was designed around zero latency interaction. So they had webhooks originally. So Minecraft was the big one. That was during the Minecraft spike is when Beam came out. So you could have your streamers playing Minecraft, and all the people in the chat could like click on like the Twitch interactive stuff we're getting now. Beam had that like years ago, where people could click and vote in things and it would actually affect the game in real time. And then Microsoft bought them for the technology and then put it in their Xbox Live infrastructure, which is why it has that no latency. It's super solid. Like, it's a good service.
Yeah. I find it funny just like what Twitch is doing, though. Like, they're kind of being childish about his departure off their platform. And I'm like, you know, you got a ton of different creators on there. Like, I don't know. The thing is, and I've seen the arguments of people saying, like, Twitch has done everything for this guy. Why would he do this to Twitch? And it's like, well, he actually kind of did everything himself. Like, he built himself up on that platform.
That annoys me so
did Twitch
bad.
do? Twitch is a platform.
Yes.
He did the streaming. He did the work.
That's
He's
like
the one doing everything.
like-
what did Twitch do?
Yeah.
That's like saying, like, if you work 10 years for a company and all of a sudden another company sees you and is like, hey, we'll take you over here. We'll help you get started moving over here. It's like, that's how it works in any industry. When you're successful, then you get to branch out and do other things. You get better opportunities.
Not in
Twitch
this
didn't
industry.
do that. He
But-
built himself up there.
Yeah.
And Twitch didn't even provide the opportunity. That's what kills me. It's like he did everything. And then people are like, oh, Twitch did nothing for him except cut him a check. That's all Twitch did.
Yeah.
Provide the platform.
I've been on
Well,
Twitch
yeah,
for a pretty
but-
long time, and I've never met my channel manager. They've never done anything for me. Even with YouTube, like I have a channel manager, and they sometimes do things for me if I ask them, like, "Hey, can you send me a whatever it's called, 1099 for the taxes or something?" And that happens. But when it comes to actual like promotion of yourself, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I've never had any help with Twitch at all. It's just you just keep going. You just do your thing.
We couldn't even get Red Bulls last time we met up with Twitch. I'm still salty about it, so that's
Yeah, they
fine.
changed to bottled water. And I remember,
Oh, is that what it was?
yeah, it was a PAX. And I was like, well, I'm going to go in there and I'll get her, if she wanted a Red Bull. I was like, I'll go and get a Red Bull. Hell, I'm a Twitch partner. Why not? So I went over there and it's like they act like they're the gatekeepers. And what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm a partner. It's a partner lounge. And they're like, oh, okay, what's your channel? And I said it, and they're like, okay. Like, okay, yeah, let him in. He could have, like, not a Red Bull anymore. But I walked in, and there was no one in the lounge. I just felt like I was looking around. There's nobody in there. There's, like, couches. And then people are just walking by like, he must be important. He's in a box. And I'm just like, get me out of here. This is
They're
horrible.
just putting you on display.
But
Yeah.
but the first year we went to PAX, I remember you couldn't find an energy drink anywhere
No.
to save your life. And I saw this girl with a Red Bull, and I followed her, and I was like, where did you get that Red Bull? I would like one of those. And she's like, oh, I'm a Twitch partner. They have them in the lounge.
Oh, it's Cooters.
And it turned out, yeah, Cooters, who we ended up following her, and she's a really cool person. But yeah, I was about to bribe her to go get me a Red
Get
Bull.
you a Red Bull?
I'm like, I just fucking want some caffeine in this place.
See, and that's the problem. Like, every time I go, like when we go to these PAX events, the Twitch lounge and all that stuff, I don't like that stuff.
Okay, on top of that, I don't like any of those events where, okay, I like that you can meet up with other content creators, either Twitch people or YouTube people, but some of those people, like,
They're very pretentious.
they are very pretentious, and their egos are bigger than the fucking
Than their
convention
follow counts?
itself.
Dude, it was so ridiculous.
We went to the first one, the tiny little machinima meetup
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was just, I'm a fucking friendly person, especially when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
I'll talk to everyone and anyone. I'm making friends with this really cute girl, and I'm like, oh, we're friends now, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, how many followers do you have? And I was like, oh, no, I don't do YouTube, my husband. And she's like, no. And she just turned away from me. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was ballsy.
I think that was Zombie Unicorn.
it was Zombie Unicorn,
did that to
dumb
you.
bitch. God.
No, don't worry. She's trying to stop online bullying now.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the thing is every single time we get in those kind of situations, like if I go to like a party where there are a bunch of creators there, it's always that. Like they come up to go, so how many subscribers do you have? It's like, why is that the beginning of your conversation with me?
Because people think that their egos are so ready to attach to anything
Yeah.
that a lot of people attach who they are or how important they are as a person to their number of followers. You see it on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere where you can build a following. People attach their egos to that number. So
Right.
it doesn't matter the connection you have with those people. It doesn't matter how shitty of a person you are. It matters either your following or how much money you make, and that's all they care about. And it
Yeah.
is really sad. It's like really awesome and sad when you go to big conventions like that where you're meeting other content creators, because so many of them are like, you find out which people are shitty basically and
Yeah,
put on
you
a
do.
front for their audience. That's
Yeah, it's sad, and I'm not gonna name names, but like I've met some larger creators, and yeah, it's just like, so just because you have more subscribers, you don't talk to anybody else but people that are like in your same level or something, and it's not like I'm trying to gain anything out of it. Usually, it's so diverse out there. There's so many different YouTubers and whatever content creators. of all different age ranges. I have no idea who anyone is. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? And blah, blah. I'm just being friendly. And they're like, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm like, what? How many do you have? I turn it around on them. And like 9 out of 10 times, they don't have that many. And I'm like, it's okay. That you're going to be all right, dude. Like, let people mix and talk. That's what they're
next
supposed to be.
time I go to a convention like that, I'm fucking Janet Snake-holing everybody. I'm just going to show up like I'm the most important. I actually own this club. Everybody follows me.
What are you talking about? I own this club, you see?
Well, that was my advice after you guys got back from that. I was like, well, next time when they ask, just be like, I got like 6 million. Just make up a big number.
Yeah. Just make up a number.
God.
Well, yeah, and now they're down to. So this is what happened. They go. Well, let me see your phone, and then they want you to subscribe to their channel. I was like, what? This is the most invasive crap.
What kind of grade school follow for a follow bullshit is that?
That's
like,
what it
But
is. Yeah.
That's also why, like, granted, okay, even just like on a smaller level than what you deal with, like when my Instagram and what other social media, Twitter and shit, when that started getting up there, I noticed when I met new people, the way they talked to me would change after they went and looked me up on social media. And they were like,
Right.
oh, well, you have enough people following you that you're important enough to talk to. And I was like, this is shitty, and I don't want people like that in my life
And
who
that's
don't
some-
think I'm worth time to get to know until they see that I have enough of a number behind me that they can talk to me. That's
And
such
there's no number,
bullshit.
and there's no number that you chase to that or that ever changes. Like I've noticed that. Like when we went to PAX, I had a tiny channel, and then another time it gets larger and larger. But the bullshit when I was tiny and the bullshit whenever I was later on down the road was the exact same. And it's the same thing. Like you want to talk business. Like I was like, hey, I think I can sell your product. I like your product. And they're like, oh, well, you just aren't good enough for us or whatever. And it's good. You know what? I own all your products, and now I'll just use them, and I just won't even I won't promote them. So it's perfectly fine.
Yep.
But we'll move on from that. But regardless,
I know.
So-
Ninja moved to Mixer, and he
Damn, that's what we were talking about.
he built his own platform himself.
Yes.
And me being a content creator, and you do it too. It's like you make yourself successful on that platform. Like
Yeah.
you do. If you put yourself out there, you never know what happens. And if people don't like you, they'll let you know. They'll be like, "You suck. Bye."
Yeah, and Twitch really needs some serious competition because they're cocky and they're not doing anything. They're not improving the platform.
Watch Dave's Twitch channel go poof in the middle of the night. Mine too. They'll be like, "Hey, we're moving to Mixer party."
But like they're doing almost no updates. YouTube caught up to them in 3 months when YouTube was
Yeah.
like, you know what, we're going to offer the same stuff. Within 3 months, you could literally mirror the Twitch experience on YouTube, and now they're starting to offer more stuff.
So
Right.
anyway, see you guys over on Twitch later tonight when we multi.
So, with the Mixer thing, it was they have new terms of service as far as cleavage goes.
Oh,
Yes.
so with all the attention on Mixer, the people were pointing out the clothing terms of service, which is very interesting because they tried to keep the phrasing gender neutral.
Right?
They failed. they failed.
Yeah, no.
They failed.
So we got is what it does is on Mixer it will rate your stream. You're either good for all ages, family friendly, or you're 18 stream, or you're 18 plus. And here's the breakdown that they have in the guidelines is for family friendly, clothing must cover entire visible body from a few inches above the bust line. And it cannot be strapless or show little to no. It cannot be strapless and should show little to no cleavage. So if you have a strapless top on, you're instantly out of family friendly.
I don't know. This doesn't bother me.
So-
If
No.
you're wearing that type of clothing, you're probably over 18, and your audience should probably also be
Yeah,
over
no,
18.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I have a problem with it. I'm just saying people were reacting to this.
Like-
Well,
Yeah,
then
of course.
to be in for teen, it's clothing can reveal more than a hint of cleavage, but still cover the entire visible body. Cannot be strapless. And then for 18 plus streams, Chest must be covered from the bust line to the end of the rib cage. No undercleavage. Actually
Okay,
says
so
no undercleavage.
what if like the top cleavage is covered and the bottom cleavage is covered, but I just cut out like some nipple holes? What kind of rating are we getting there?
That's
All
definitely gonna
cleavage
be
is
no.
covered. Like if I wear this shirt and just cut out nipple holes,
You
how
sound
are we being rated?
Yeah, well,
It's 18 plus maybe? I don't know.
Man,
21 plus?
I'd dispute it. I'd be like, there is little to no cleavage.
there is zero cleavage.
Yes.
But
I
there are
want my
straight
10-year-olds
nipples.
to be able to hang out and see nipples if they want.
Oh my lord.
God damn it.
That comes full circle and is like the amount of like what people think a certain part of their body is like. No, never.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me if they want to have a dress code on there for age
No,
limits.
absolutely not.
Just because, like I said, if you're going to be showing that type of skin, first of all, if you're doing a stream that isn't focused on your body, like if you're playing games or whatever, it shouldn't be that hard to comply with the dress code.
Agreed.
It's not a big deal. Throw a fucking t-shirt on, a normal t-shirt. Covers everything you need. It's not a big deal. If your stream is focusing on your body and you want those parts to be visible, you shouldn't have a problem with an age limit being put on your stream. That's how I feel about
Yeah,
it.
no, I agree with
And
that.
I'm perfectly cool with streamers who show skin or do whatever they want, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that being marked as 18 plus.
Yeah. No, and when I put it in the show notes, like I didn't have a problem with it. I just saw several tweets about it, articles on it, and I was like, is this really a big deal? Like I kind of wish there was more age gating on Twitch so that way, because I have a feeling there's a bubble about to pop on Twitch where it's going to be a problem. Because parents are going to freak out and be like, my kid's watching all this stuff and nothing got in the way and stopped him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
time will
'cause
tell.
because that's not the parents' job to do that. It's
No,
the-
absolutely
It's the
not.
internet's job to protect their children from
Oh, yeah.
what's on the
That
internet.
is so true. That's what's happening. It's like all these terms of service and these protections. It's like, well, if you just shut the damn thing off, you wouldn't have to deal with it.
Yep.
Well, it's helping parents need to maintain a certain level of lazy. And how are they going to do that?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
And then the last thing in gaming news, which I might retouch on this in a couple weeks, No Man's Sky is getting a massive, massive update on the 14th. Well, I got 2 dates. I read 2 articles on it. One said the 14th, one said the 15th. Couldn't find a confirmation on either one, so I think it's the 14th. Anyway, it's not out yet, so it doesn't matter. But it's called Beyond. It's introducing VR to the game. It says that they are introducing sweeping changes to multiplayer and adding a brand new social layer to it.
Oh,
So
I'd give it another shot. I enjoyed playing that game with you
No Man's Sky?
and
I liked it. I think I have like 30 hours in it, and then I was like, this is grindy.
It's very grindy. You're like,
And it's a little buggy, like trying to get back to you'll build this huge base, and then you explore the solar system, and then you're like, how the fuck do I get back there?
Yeah.
It was a little glitchy.
But
on
in
that.
VR, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, and I even had this complaint when we were playing. The multiplayer it was a problem. Like my game broke at one point. I had to like do all this jump through hoops to get my game working, and the multiplayer just wasn't good. But now they're claiming it's going to have a whole new social layer on it. So a lot of people think that it's going to turn more into an actual MMO, which would be phenomenal.
I hope that they bring that. I hope they do fix it and bring that game back, because it sucks to play a game that you see all the potential and all the fun in, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
And that game, I mean, it was so cool. It's not like it was a complete disappointment, but it did leave a lot to. Anyway, I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm actually genuinely excited for that.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it.
Well, I'll be able to have a in-depth full reveal update in like 2 weeks, because they've been keeping it hush hush. They said instead of doing like small updates like once every couple months for the last year, they held back nearly everything, and they were saving it for one giant update. So there's apparently going to be a ton of stuff in it.
All right.
That should be good. Well, shifting things to a more somber note.
Yeah, I will try to keep this as like not politically in depth
Yeah.
and everything, but because there were 2 shootings, this is something that like I do want to talk about, because it's something that scares the shit out of me
Yeah.
personally. Like But there were 2 shootings this weekend, one in Dayton, Ohio, and one in El Paso, Texas. Making it Monday morning, I think that was 255 mass shootings for 2019 so far. And there were 316 last year. Although that, like, it varies what people consider to be a mass shooting. Some people say it's any time 4 or more people are shot at once. And then it's like, it depends on how many people are actually killed. But that's like the best guesstimate. But okay, I'll get into what so far has been announced, like what's going to try to be done to help fix this.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking, because like you're somebody who is like afraid to swim in the ocean because of like sharks.
Yes.
And
I just don't
that's
like
a
the
lot
ocean,
of people are afraid to like swim because of sharks, or or whatever weird fear it is. And I was like, well, I wonder how many people have been like, what's the shark attack? Like actual numbers. 16 shark attacks on average every year. 1 fatality every other year from shark attacks.
Right.
That's so little.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That's
I know
so
it is,
little.
but it doesn't change my rational
But
fear
that's
about
what
it.
I'm saying. I have met so many people who are like afraid to swim because they're going to get eaten by a shark, even though that's super unlikely. I am legitimately terrified now to like go outside into public because there are so many shootings that half of them aren't even covered on the news.
Yeah.
More than half of them, like a huge percentage of them don't even get coverage. So I was looking to see like, okay, well, what's going to change? Hopefully something's going to change. I'm going to try to keep my own opinions out of things because I think out of the 3 of us, I'm probably the most liberal.
Yeah.
So I'll try to not throw that in there. But one thing that they said they were going to do, which I feel like I've heard 100 times every time a fucking shooting happens, stricter background checks, which they haven't really said what that means.
Yeah.
What would you assume a more strict background check? Like they could pull
I don't
medical
know.
records? What would help?
It's so probably medical records and then some wait time. Because I think once you clear, like a lot of places don't do a wait time. You can go in, they run your background check. Within an hour, you're walking out with a gun.
Yeah. So I think that that's a good place to start. Stricter checks. Just something. I feel like you can't really go wrong if you're trying to do something, honestly. But then I was reading on red flag laws, which are apparently effective in 17 states, but the problem is they're different. Like states vote individually, and they're different. So basically what it means is if somebody notices that you are a risk and they know that you own a gun, some states voted that a pedestrian, like a family member or a person who lives with you, can confiscate it. Like they can put an order through the state, have you confiscated, and then have you deemed basically unstable. You can't, or too unstable to have a weapon. Or some states have voted that only police officers can determine that, somebody is not qualified to have a weapon. I do believe that every person should have to at least have taken a safety course before they're allowed to own a weapon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see why that's not a requirement everywhere. But we live in Florida now, where there's literally like guns just everywhere.
That's why I tell people, I'm like, don't road rage. Take it easy.
It scares the shit out of me. And I grew up. My dad was Navy and then Army. We were in one of those houses where there were guns hidden all over the house for whatever fucking reason, because the people were gonna barge in at any time. And if you're, I don't know, you need to be able to reach a gun from any position in the house.
Yeah, you'll have it.
So my dad made sure we knew how to operate guns and disarm them and be safe with them. And we were at the shooting range every week. So I'm very comfortable with a gun. Having said that, I also have clinical depression. I'm smart enough to know I don't want a gun in the house because I have a mental thing.
A mental thing.
I have a mental thing, and I shouldn't have a gun in the house. Not everybody who has any kind of mental defect is going to just be like, well, this is what's wrong with me. I shouldn't own a weapon. Like, I'm bipolar. I probably shouldn't have a weapon. Have depression. Probably shouldn't have a weapon. I'm schizophrenic. Probably shouldn't own a gun.
Yeah.
Not to mention, so many people are undiagnosed. So I just feel like people should have to take the safety course. Yes, longer waiting times. All I know is every time this stuff happens, it's becoming so normal that it's like, okay, we shouldn't even talk about it because it just happens. It just happened
Right.
again.
It's like part of our
fucking
society.
terrifying.
No, it really
Especially
is.
when you look at the demographic of people that are getting shot. It's very largely Mexican people lately and very largely LGBT community. We live in Florida, which is like a huge percentage of Mexican, Latina people and LGBT people.
Right. Yeah, I
So
get
it scares
it,
the
yeah.
shit out of me.
Right. And it doesn't help that, we live in Orlando and the Pulse thing is like, in our backyard. So yeah, no, I agree with that. It's a sickening thing. Every time you hear about it, and it's just like, wow. And that person that I was reading what they saw when they pulled into the parking lot and like people running, but they said they saw the gun and they're just randomly shooting people. Like you got to be so far gone in your brain to start doing that. But once again, the mainstream media is reporting on gun violence being linked to video games playing. And I remember one, they're like, they had X amount of hours in Fortnite and Call of Duty and all this stuff. And I always go, I do the Jerry Seinfeld on that. I'm like, no, we're not getting into discussion of that.
I don't have the data in front of me. I do know they've been running. Oh, there is something attacking me.
It's a gnat.
Yep.
That's not cool.
It's not cool, man.
They have been running studies since the 90s, and again, I don't have the data. I don't have anything. Like, take this lightly. Like, you can look. People,
Very lightly.
can look it
It's
up.
Davidpedia.
No, but no, they've done studies, and from everything I've read, there has been no study that comes out that connects violence to video games. They always point the other way.
Right.
So it is just a false argument.
I think like the only reason like it has become such a problem now that I have no issue. Like we don't have political conversations in this house. We don't.
No.
And to me, this isn't even really political.
No.
Do whatever you want and go find knowledge about it however you want. All I know is it feels scary, and I do feel like people need to start paying attention to that, and it's going to be a state by state thing. So just pay attention to the laws in your state and fucking vote, for God's sake.
Well, the fear mongering that comes in waves, but I guarantee you there's going to be a push, or not only probably a push in Amazon sales. One, but number two, we're going to see an increase of people like using DoorDash and stuff. People don't want to go out into the general public when they hear about this stuff.
Yeah, but not even every. There have been 255 shootings. There have only been 219 days
Yeah.
in the year. There have been more shootings than there have been days in this year. And they haven't covered all of them. If they wanted to make us afraid, they would be pushing that.
Right. No,
So,
I know.
So
This
wait,
is a
that
big one.
number's in 2019.
2019. Last year, for the whole year of 2018, there were, I think it was 316 shootings.
That's just crazy. Is that just shootings or is that mass shootings?
Mass shootings. So
Okay.
anything, what they said, they counted as 4 people and over were shot
That's insane.
by
Okay.
But
one
I
act.
don't get it. It was so crazy. Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. The El Paso shooting happened. So when the Dayton one happened, the media was just like on it. Like they're like, boom, this is a hot topic right now. We got to jump on this.
Oh, the
It might have been swept under
the
the
month
rug.
this year with the highest amount of shootings was June with 53.
Man.
Jeez.
And the state with the highest amount is California.
No.
Don't they have the strictest gun laws?
I don't know. That is a good, I mean,
I
we
know.
could look into
I
it.
do know it's strict. I don't know if they're the strictest, but I do know it's pretty strict.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it's very strict down here in Florida, but that's just my observation.
Yeah,
so
no
far.
kidding.
But the thing is it's we definitely are saddened by it happening.
I'm
It's-
definitely ready to move to a country like fucking, let's move to Scotland.
Well-
They're not allowed to have guns.
My fallback was New Zealand, but there's been some not good stuff happening there also.
Also, New Zealand has some crazy ass bugs and animals that that scares me almost.
They're called hobbits,
Not
and they are people too.
You just want to do the hike to Mordor or whatever.
That's hike to Mordor.
That's a vacation. Don't move there. Just do that.
Yeah. Well, the Lord of the Rings, they were shot there in New Zealand, right?
Yep.
It's a beautiful place. But the thing is, there's problems in every single place you live, no matter what. And just to make it even more layman's terms, it's like the whole weather issue of, the West Coast, you're dealing with earthquakes, the middle of the United States. It's like every place you live tries to kill you. You've got tornadoes, and then you've got, on the East Coast, we've got hurricanes, and it's like you have some natural disaster. The earth is trying to kill you at all times.
Yep.
And well, now you have the people that live on the earth trying to kill you. So just let's. This is.
So it's fucked up for sure.
I feel like we're living in a war.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's just call it what it is. We live in a war zone.
The war zone. It's like a war zone when the storms are moving through here lately. That they build on top of the house and they don't move
And attack our AC.
and they just, dude, it's Thor just
that was hateful.
The whole time. It's insane. Like this is the most. There's a reason why Florida's like the capital of lightning, because it's insanity. It's just nonstop.
Yeah, we've had some
crazy
thunder.
lightning.
We've had some thunder sometimes that feels like it's shaking the house.
Yeah, it's frequent too. It's not like, you have it once in a while. It's like it'll be like boom, boom, boom.
But I bet you when that transformer got hit, that's when I was streaming and I said lightning hit so close, all
Yup.
of my stuff shut off and my headphones felt like they were about to explode my ears. They like popped in my ears.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, guys, I got to shut this down. I got to go. And I ran into the room to see if you were okay.
Yeah, he said when he looked at the transformer, he was like, yeah, it's from lightning. So I guess lightning hit the house. It was so loud. I remember it was so insanely loud.
I remember it too, because my monitors went off.
Yeah, I lost everything upstairs when that happened, and then the UPS kicked in. But it's we're in the wet season right now, so these storms, like right now, I look out the window and it's about to start raining lightning bolts on us.
Yep.
Raining lightning bolts.
And I'm glad we have everything's done for now. One of the things we have noticed is that we've had lag spikes in the stream here.
Yes.
And believe it's due to it just being the Wi-Fi connection. But how's it been this time? Has it been all right? I mean, I assume so. Wouldn't like crazy drop frames?
I am checking it now. So looks like, we've dropped 370 frames, 0.2%.
Oh, then that's fine.
Yeah.
So that networking issue we've been having, I flushed my DNS and did all sorts of stuff, and it seemed to fix a lot of issues.
Well, we've never dropped a lot of frames during these streams. It's just that at some point when it happens, it'll lag for like 5 seconds, maybe.
Yeah.
If
Well, we'll have to run a line over here.
Yeah,
At least one you can just plug in when you need it to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a wire.
Yeah, that would be perfect. We bad at all. I'm ready to go to Tampa.
I know I'm kind of almost not looking forward. I'm very much looking forward to it, but I'm also like all the issues we've been having in this house lately. I've been just looking online trying to I've been looking at rental properties in Tampa and then like around that whole area. And I'm like, I found the perfect place.
That's why I told you not to do it.
God, I know, and we still have 6 months here, so
Don't do it. Don't look at them now because they might be gone.
We're gonna travel there, and I'm just gonna be looking at places like, I just want to live here.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So excited to move.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that our box situation in the garage is starting to get so out of control. This is the issue of the Amazon lifestyle. You buy things on Amazon, comes to your house, box, and you have you live in a community that only picks up recycling every other week. You run out of our recycling really, really fast, and it piles up. This is the most insane pile of cardboard we have in there right now. Like, this is the max. So what we've done in the past is we just cut up the boxes or break them down and then take them to the recycling center.
Yeah, we need to do that real bad.
But yeah, it's also kind of embarrassing when you have the AC people come and they're like, Yeah, go around this mountain of cardboard to get anywhere.
I was so embarrassed. He's like, I need to get to your breaker box. I was like, no, I'll do it. He goes, no, I can do it. Just show me where the breaker box is. I was like, follow me. I'm like digging through boxes.
Yeah, it's insane. When you see it, you go, how?
Well, I'm going to go out there and say that I'm sure the AC guys have seen everything.
I know they have.
Yeah, even hoarders. So
yeah, I'm sure. Well, yeah, it's not that bad, but it's just insane when you see it. Like you're like, this is a problem.
The pile is taller than us.
Yes.
It's a mountain in there.
Yeah.
And it's like starting to like push towards where the motorcycles are, and it's like we don't have any room in our garage. Why? Because there's nothing but Amazon boxes in it.
It's pretty bad.
It's super bad. And then take any cardboard is thrown out there into a pile, and we always go with the idea of you put some in the recycling bin, goes out, whatever. If you even have some, we've had to throw some in the trash can before, and. No, I went out there and it was just like a realization, and I was like, this might be this is a fire hazard because there's a hot water heater in there, and I pushed all the boxes like away from that area.
Oh, and I threw them on top of it today so we could get to the.
We'll have to move them again back over.
My bad.
But I don't know what they're gonna do. What do you think Amazon's gonna do with this? They got to know this is a problem across the United States.
I don't think it's on their radar. I don't. That's what I was saying. I think Amazon needs to
box
start
recovery service.
They need to have drop off points or offer some kind of recovery service for Amazon Prime, because like they have the lockers that you can use. So like if you work in an office and you don't want a package sitting on your front step, they'll deliver it to a locker. You show up, punch the code in. They need to have drop offs for boxes so you can just get rid of all of your stuff. Yeah,
and they need to do something about it. They're such a big company now.
They are, and it's so you can tell that their focus is getting the packages out as quickly as possible. I mean, there are times the other day where I ordered like a nail polish color.
I saw this.
And you open the box, and it's this huge box, and it's full of those air packages, and then the tube of nail polish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it happens all the time. I get boxes of air.
Didn't they package 3 different colors in 3 boxes?
In 3 different boxes.
Yeah.
I was like, son of a bitch, man. I know they're trying to get it out as fast as possible. They want you to get your shit now. But that's bad.
I think what happens there, I honestly believe that the workers on the line. By the way, we should go do that sometime.
Go work at a fulfillment center?
No, the fulfillment centers, they offer tours. You can go, and we have one like right down the road. We can actually go and they'll show you.
Go watch people work.
Yeah, go watch people work. No, you can see how the whole thing runs. But my hunch on the whole idea of behind the big boxes is they're running that line, and I guarantee they run out of boxes, and they're like, you can't stop. We'll get somebody to drive them by on a forklift and drop off new ones, but you can't stop. You got to keep going. So I think it's something to do with that, because I think logically it's insane for them to use that much of the plastic puffy packing than they need to, because that's a loss, you would think.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised they don't want to collect the boxes. If they collected them and did their own recycling, they would probably save quite a bit of money.
Yeah. What's Windows trying to do to us? Ruin our stream?
Yep. Thank you, Microsoft.
We're just talking about Mixer, and it's like, hey, by the way, a trash pickup service by Amazon. Or recycling, because it's cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard, and then those puffy plastic things, those can be reused.
That, or like give us the option to drop off our cardboard for like the tiniest bit of credit back.
Yeah.
Or something. Like if we bring back a truckload of cardboard, great. Give us an Amazon gift card for 50 cents. I don't know. Just to do something. Yeah. Like it's out of control.
No, I agree. But that's the main thing. Oculus finally got me a replacement cord for that Oculus Rift S, which they sent that support. And
so have you told this story yet?
I don't think so. No. So I got the Oculus Rift S, and it did not work on my 1080 Ti. It just didn't work. It didn't power up or anything. And I was like, well, screw this thing. So I got another one, because Amazon had their return was their return is amazing, by the way. I was like, oh no, I have to return this. Like, we got this. The reason why I use my microphone is because my RE320 that showed up didn't work. Their return policy and everything's great. So I'm doing that, and I'm like that, and they're like, it's on the way. They just shipped another one. 1 day shipping, showed up the next day. So I had 2 Oculus Rift S's, and I plugged it in, and it's doing the same thing. It doesn't work. Well, I'd already gone to the thing and sent it away. But the issue turned out to be just I needed a different card. Whenever Jetline sent me the 2080, it worked. But I put in the Oculus support ticket, and they're like, this is what's wrong with it. They said, well, send us your logs. So I send the logs. They go, yep, it's the HDMI cord or whatever it is. They said the cord is no good. I was like, all right. So they're like, they said nothing more. So I got a 2080 card by Jetline, put that in there, works flawless, perfectly fine. It was just the card, the DisplayPort issue. And then today, it's been like a month, I guess, since I talked to Oculus, but it just showed up. It's like Facebook, whatever. I'm like, what the hell is from Facebook? And it was my a new Oculus Rift S cord.
So it took a month to get the cord.
Mm-hmm. So if you have an Oculus Rift S and you have an issue like that, it's going to take about a month to get a cord. They're backed up. This is like one of the worst like launches they've ever had with the product.
And what card did you have before? Like
a 1080 Ti.
Okay, so yeah, we're talking about graphics cards. So you had a 1080 Ti, and when you upgraded,
it was a PNY.
Okay, and you upgraded to a 2080, and it worked flawless,
perfectly fine.
But if it had been the wire, a month to get
a month to get one, yeah, you'd have to wait, which is crazy. But it works wonderful, and the like resolution on it, it's fantastic. It's really, really, really cool. But yeah,
just a poorly done launch.
Oh, it's so bad. And I was like, you got to be kidding! Because when I got the first one, I had the cord in there and into the actual headset because you have to take the little faceplate thing off and you go into there. Well, because everybody on Reddit was like, you have to take it out and put it back in, and it's like pulling it out and then put it back in and listen for the snap. When I got the second unit, I put it, damn thing's not even plugged in, just loosely in there. I'm like, what are you doing, Oculus? I really, really wanted to like, the Rift S. I love it now that it works, but like I liked Oculus brand. That's the reason why I didn't go with anybody else, because I've never had a problem since the DK2, and this is a actual problem. So, yay, VR stuff. And
I still haven't used it. I want to see it.
Yeah, you got to, because I did download that little one where you get to play with a robot. It's pretty neat. Light it up. That's going to do it for us, everybody. We'll see you on Monday next week.
Yeah.
It'll be late after my jury. So, bye.